Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Tactics Ogre Reborn walkthrough. Alright, so we are, actually, you know what, before I start, I wanted to point out one thing. So I had mentioned in the last video, I brought up crafting, and we can actually now start crafting. I went into the shop and hit the craft button, and of course I couldn't make anything, and it didn't dawn on me right away, but that was because I hadn't bought the recipes yet. So, you know, basically melee, range, smithing, jewelry, codex of ores, timber, and textiles. So these are all available right now. We'll get a couple of more recipes throughout the course of the game, but based on what we've got, we can actually craft quite a few things. So I made a couple of sticker plus ones. So basically, if you hold X and then press to the right and left, you can see the different things. It basically are a couple of different things. So this is the recipe itself. If you press over to the right, you can actually see the detailed information. So it's got like an attack rating of 40. I think that's piercing damage of 6. And then, I mean, there's some other things as well. So like 3 avoidance, 1 dexterity. And then the skill bonus here, or sorry, these are the different like weapon properties. So you've got a skill bonus on hit, effect, battle ability, move type, and spell range. This one it only has the parry 1 ability on it. And then these are the different classes that can equip it, and then these are the current equipped units. Generally, I think one of the better things when you're going to actually craft things is to check the 3rd tab and check the battle abilities. So like the leather castus, I think that's what that is counterattack 1. Same with the bronze knuckles and the iron claw. So nothing really too interesting with those. The cat bagnach, probably not saying that right, has the on-hit effect of poison. Poison is actually pretty good in this game, but we actually can't make this because we're missing like the basic item, as well as some beast fangs. And then I actually do have some beast claws. I think I got those from that dragon that I killed back in chapter 1. But anyways, let's move on to the stuff that I think that's kind of worthwhile to make. One of them is the Dirk plus 1. So this is a dagger. Unfortunately, things like the wizards can't equip this. Let's take a look at the classes. So the warrior, the berserker, and the Vartan can equip this right now, which I do have that on cannabis, and I think it's really, really good. I mean, the ability to just shut down casters is really nice. The butcher knife doesn't have anything interesting. Short sword. The rapier's got false strike. I think this lowers melee accuracy, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. I used one of those for my first pass through the game, but I don't know. I just don't really like the one-handed swords that much anyway. So this time around, I mean, honestly, right now, Denim is actually still using a one-handed sword, so this wouldn't be bad. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I don't have a whole lot of cash left. So, all right. So the Zweihandler or Zweihandler plus 1 though is really good. So if you notice here, it says on hit breached. Breached is one of the best stats effects in the game to be dishing out. And I generally, basically what I do is I equip this on a Terror Knight. Basically, yeah, breach really lowers the defensive capabilities of an item, or like their armor. And so it ends up being really, really good. And you can basically go from not doing much damage at all to tanks to just annihilating them. So very, very good weapon, very good on-hit ability. Again, though, like I said, I think I'll probably keep that on my Terror Knight the entire game, would be my guess. I don't know about necessarily the Zweihandler itself, but there actually is another two-handed sword that you can get later that's got it as well. But yeah, I'm gonna be rolling around with that for a little while. Boulder Blades, I actually don't think that those are available yet. Hand axes, missteps. I think this reduces ranged accuracy, if I'm remembering correctly, or is it reduces avoidance? I don't remember. Again, it's kind of one of those misstep is kind of one of those stats effects that I didn't really find to be all that impressive. It's great, right? If you can get it to land, then good deal. But I don't know, it didn't really seem like there was that much impact. Next up is the Volge. So this ends up being the best, in my opinion, the best spear for a very, very long time. Again, in same reason. You've got the ability to breach things. You got to be a little bit careful though with that. A lot of times, you know, well, I should say you have to watch your positioning, right? Because a lot of times somebody will hit your hit whoever has your spear, and you'll hit them, and then oftentimes also you'll hit your allies as well, and you can actually breach your allies, so that can be a little bit of a problem. Let's see. Here's the Kaldaya. We actually don't have this yet. We'll get, yeah, I guess probably some of these a little bit later. Yeah, the Dark Crystallis. I don't even know where that comes from. I don't think I played long enough to get a hold of those, but I remember I got a couple of these as a drop, but much later on in the game. Iron Fan actually takes a Kaldaya to craft. I don't think I ever made one of these either. But at least the Iron Fan. So Iron Fan's got stunned on hit. That's great too. There's other ways to get that, like the bows that I've made. But yeah, these aren't really not much to say about those because we can't really do anything with those. I actually have a couple of Morning Stars. Unfortunately, though, they don't really have anything extra on them. We're getting into like the Samurai and Swordsman swords. So I'm not going to talk that much about those because I just don't have them. This though, the Mage Staff +1 is amazing. I'll be making these after the Farampa Wildwood becomes available. Unicorn Horns and Enchanted Feathers are pretty easy to get there. There was kind of an opportunity to get those as well. I think was it the last battle that I recruited the 2 Griffins? They will drop those items, but obviously I recruited them, so wasn't going to be getting drops. Balder Mace, I probably will not. I don't know if I'll ever make these, but these have spell range +1. But Mage Staff +1 has the spell range +2. Right now, the basic version only has spell range +1, but I'll be using these, and I'll have these for quite some time. And then the bullwhips are not available. But here, the short bow +1. So this is going to do stunned on hit. Amazing. I really like bows just in general, and this thing is fantastic. The ability to stun on hit is really, really good. And then here you've got the different crossbows. The bow gun +1 at least has the same deal. You know, it can stun on hit. I just don't like that. Oh, I mean, I don't like crossbows in general. And unfortunately, the crossbow or the bow gun +1 is a 2-handed weapon as well. So really only probably useful for a archer. As far as armor, I just made a couple of things here. So I did like the circlet +1, the bronze helmet +1, and then what else did I make? I made a couple of Magus robes. These actually allow you to wade. You can see the battle ability wade. That lets you end your turn in the water. So that's pretty nice. The leather gloves, actually leather gloves, leather sleeves, and gauntlets all have the battle ability jump, which is pretty nice as well. It can be, especially for somebody like my mages, you know, they weren't even able to jump up to like 2 height. They could only go up 1 at a time. So I think that'll help that. I haven't really noticed whether or not that actually helps that, but I'm pretty sure that adds 1 to your jump. And then here's Linen Slops have the battle ability Swift Foot 1, but also the other kind of great thing about these is it adds resistances, like elemental resistances. So Linen Slops are really, really good. I really like those. Leather leggings also add Swift Foot, same with the chain legs. And basically all the leggings give you Swift Foot 1. I don't remember exactly what that does though. Is that maybe, I doubt that it's 1 extra movement, but maybe. I wonder if there's a way to check. Let's check if there's a way. Because I just don't remember if that shows up anywhere. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Oh wait, there's this nothing. There we go. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it does. Increases movement by 1. That's actually really, really good. You know, a lot of these characters, especially like the mages, or I'm sorry, the clerics only had I think the movement of like 3 right away, which is pretty brutal. So, yeah, pretty nice to be able to get that. That's kind of a big deal. Like mobility is very important. So yeah, let's see. What else did I want to? Oh yeah, let's check the jump as well. Yeah, increases traversable elevation difference by 1. So yeah, so you know you should be able to, like with the mage, like I was saying earlier there, you should be able to get 1 height higher, right? Instead of just 1, they should be able to go up, basically to 2. Right. I think that's about it. Let me go back into the shop here really quick. I just want to check. I want to make sure that I go over like kind of all of the. Oops, that's not the right. I don't have enough money to buy or to recruit anybody anyway. Oh, but yeah. What was I at? Yeah, in the rings. I'm not going to do anything with the rings yet. I just don't have enough money. But you can see here. You can buy the base warrior ring, and then you can actually upgrade these. Some of these I won't be able to upgrade, like Ring of the Horde, because white gems are not available yet. Ring of Vitality, the Worm Fangs, I think those come from dragons, I think. So I might be able to make some of those eventually. Again, probably once Farampa Wildwood opens up. Let's see what else. What else did I want to talk? Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much it for the armor. And then here you've got you can basically craft and buy items in order to like craft and upgrade things. But I'm not going to do much with this right now, just because for one thing I'm out of cash. But yeah, I just we'll just have to come back a little bit later once I start putting some money back in the coffers. I actually sold a lot of my stuff as well, my extra armor that I wasn't using. So, anyways, now that we're 12 minutes in, I'm gonna get started on the Rhea Bohm Aqueduct. Also, I should say, actually, I really want to get this started, but I wanted to point out a couple of things. So I did actually do a couple of training rounds. I just really wanted to get to 14 because that last battle, I felt like it took significantly longer than it probably needed to. Just because my characters weren't leveled enough, and so also I recruited a bunch of stuff that I maybe either didn't need to or made it even more difficult. And here is my so this is kind of the first opportunity, and I should say, man, I forgot this too. So my original thought was making a lizard man Terror Knight, but that's not an option. I forgot, like they can't be Terror Knights apparently, so. I was actually a little disappointed in that. So long story short here, I made my my warrior. This was my old warrior, and I made her into a Terror Knight. I really like the Terror Knight for one thing. So this is basically, I know a lot of people when they talk about this class, they call it a can opener. Maybe not necessarily this class, but basically a can opener is somebody that can breach. I think you can use a warrior as well, and you use a different ability. The reason why I like the Terror Knight though is because you do Fearful Impact, which is only a 25 MP cost, and then it makes the Zui handler always breach. So as long as the enemy doesn't block, you will breach them. Whereas if you just try to swing the Zui handler like regularly, there's a chance that breached won't actually happen, but it will always happen with Fearful Impact. So again, that's why I really like them. It does work though. My understanding anyway is it should work with the Warrior's Mighty Impact as well, but Mighty Impact is a lot more expensive. And then the other great thing about Fearful Impact is it says it always frightens the target, which reduces, I think it's damage and maybe it might be defense if I remember correctly. So yeah, I guess keep that in mind. So anyway, I'm set up like this. So look at this White Handler. The armor doesn't really matter as much. But I do have Drainheart. Drainheart is very, very good on Terror Knights. A lot of their other abilities, though, you're not really going to be able to land anything. I think even if you've got concentration, their like accuracy with their spells is just really, really bad. So I guess I'd say just keep that in mind. Maybe I can get it a little bit higher later on if I can change this character's innate into dark, but as of right now, I don't really have it. Oh, I should. You know what? Shoot. Let me go to the shop here really quick. I think I actually want to get Instill Darkness by. Let's see here. Or Instill Shadow. That's what it is. Yeah. Terror Knights can use this, so I'm gonna buy. Wow, that's pretty much it. No more money. Alright, let's go back in here. I almost forgot that. I'm glad I kind of caught that now. So this will just add a little bit more damage. Indirect spell that draws dark power to grant dark touched and dark attuned. So there you have it. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I've got the two-handed sword weapon skill. I haven't actually got my my first finisher yet, but that's okay. It's actually kind of rare that I actually use the finishers with the two-handed swords, because almost every single turn with the Terror Knight, I will be Jesus, losing my train of thought is what I'm going to be doing. I'll be using Fearful Impact, so I want to see if I can drop this down. I think I might try to Eclipse. Oh shoot! The problem with the Terror Knights is they're so slow. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna have to deal with it because I'm basically just out of money. Actually, maybe I'll do this. I'll do this really quick off screen. Okay, so just did some wheeling and dealing there off screen, but let's go back in here. Really, the only thing I actually ended up doing was swapping out her pants. I had the chain leggings, which does give her or give you more strength and more vit or vitality. It's probably not worth it to swap, but I'm going to anyway. I'll be a little bit safer against magic, which, you know, I don't know. But I will lose a lot of resistance versus. And now I don't want to do it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the chain. Sorry. The other thing is you get strength and vitality from these instead. So I'm gonna be okay with that. I think more times than not, I'm probably gonna be worried about what's happening in melee range and not necessarily what's coming from the casters. So we'll just go like that, and we'll get the next battle started. Actually, I think I might just stick that in the next video because I've run so long already on this one, and I don't really want to put the aqueduct in this video. So anyways, that is going to be it for this one. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.